Crossing borders on land is more or less routine. It's a completely different story when you stumble into a random port on a sailboat. There's language barriers, there's multiple agencies, formalities differ from country to country. There's a lot of unknowns.
Machine, deck.
I'm Ben, that's Ashley. Together, we did the unimaginable. We sold everything and then set off on a mission to sail around the world.
Civilization. See you later.
28 countries later and over 25,000 nautical miles, we are only halfway around the world.
I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Subscribe to follow the adventure as we finish this lap. Wait for it.
Oh, might be just over. What time is it?
We just pulled into Indonesia, Ambon.
There's like a church that looks like a Christian church, and then the mosque is just behind, and it's a huge mosque. It looks amazing. But there was like competing prayer calls for a minute, and now it's just one. It's pretty.
I think you're
crazy.
competing with the prayer calls.
Yeah, it's crazy actually.
Anyways, we're here in Indonesia. It's a funny little place. I don't know. It's like, it's odd. There's industry. There's a big tanker right here. I don't know. There's a lot of cell phone towers. Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
The internet's dirt cheap, like dirt cheap. You get 50 gigs for 20 bucks on your cell phone. And the SIM cards are like 45 cents or something. But there's no Netflix, so I don't know. It's like, what do you watch?
We'll see. There might be Netflix. There's been riots in Jakarta, so they've been censoring the internet. We got VPNs running to get our Facebook to work and to get YouTube to work. Try and upload a video tonight, maybe.
That'd be good.
I think the sewage comes out over there. We'll see how long we stay here. Maybe it's cool on shore.
I read the Lonely Planet guide and it said pretty much like there's nothing in Ambon. But it's a town, it's metropolis. We haven't been in a town in a while, so since we left the Philippines 3 weeks ago. What's the lesson here, dear?
Don't do what I do, which is make your business depend on a bootleg version of editing software plus a charger that is held together with tape in a certain way, and watching it sit at 0% battery and watching the file slowly copy over, wondering if you'll ever get this video up. This is the second time I've re-edited this video.
And next time his wife tells him to buy a charger because his is looking pretty mangy. What's he gonna do? What are you gonna do? Call Ghostbusters?
Fuck off.
I love it. You know, no one ever loves it when you say I told you so, but I'm sitting here. I've been on the boat all day. All day I've been cooped up on this boat. I basically have cleaned and I don't know what I did all day. Like every half an hour I was running to pick up somebody from the dock and do something. Ben went to quarantine, customs, and immigration.
As we sail around the world, we have obligations to fulfill every time we enter a new country. It typically starts with quarantine and health. Then customs and immigration. Sometimes there's a port master to visit. It can take hours or sometimes days depending on the country. These formalities are often tailored to big commercial cargo ships, not a small sailboat. But it's all part of the experience. Often, it's our first point of contact with a new country. Often, they're as curious as we are. For emergencies. Yeah. They actually want to document themselves checking the boat as well, which is interesting. Like they want me to take pictures of them on their phones, checking the boat.
That's good.
Okay. Kemudi. Machine. Deck.
Oh, machine?
Yeah.
Like engine?
Engine.
Ah, here. I'll show you.
Okay, engine. Boss, please.
Huh? 2 engines. I could check both sides. That's okay. Hey gosh, how's it been?
It's been good. I've been guarding the boat because we got awfully close to this freighter this morning when the boat turned. We were a little nervous about the anchor. So this morning, that freighter right there, it's a small tanker, or small freighter. Anyway, that small freighter there got really close to us. We were swinging, so we had to re-anchor, and then our anchor drugged the second time we anchored. And they said they don't get a lot of boats this time of year. It's not the right season for them. It's a bit rainy right now. So we're the only yachty around.
Good.
How's it going?
Good. Lots of paperwork. I fell in the water.
So good thing he has 2 pants. So how was swimming with the rats earlier?
That was pretty shocking, man. It was weird. I was helping these agents, like the quarantine and the customs guys, down on this rickety ladder. And I was like holding the boat sideways on this ladder, and then the bottom rung gives out. And I'm like all of a sudden waist deep in the water. The only victim is some wet money, so we're good.
And 1 pair of pants.
They're ugly pants anyways. And who needs pants? Like, why do you wear pants?
Ben, you're wearing pants again.
So I have to go to immigration now.
Hey Ben, what about that rat? Tell me about that rat that floated by, that bloated, disgusting rat.
I fell down to my waist and then I looked over and there's a bloated dead rat. There's a lot of garbage in Indonesia. There's a lot of garbage in this harbor. It's sad. It's really sad. It's disgusting.
What are you doing here?
I'm eating all there.
I know, I thought that might be a problem.
Oh my god.
All right,
Yeah.
have a safe trip back.
Bye.
And another thing we've learned is that we're here in Ramadan, so I'll have to Google it. We don't know a lot about Muslim faith, so it's Islam, so we're gonna have to do a bit of Googling. But it was a firm no, they don't drink during the day during Ramadan. It'd be interesting, I'm sure it's a bit quieter, and he fell in the water next to a bloated rat. It was really awful.
It rained like crazy last night. I was up like half the night watching the rain and the squalls because of this guy. He's been coming really close. He's kind of drifting. He's like stern tide over there, and then he's got an anchor over there, and he just like kind of drifts with the tide and the wind. His stern tide line is really long. Anyways, I think it's time to go. It's getting a little close for comfort. It's crazy though, it's rained here so much that the rivers are flowing out and all the garbage is coming out. It's pretty bad. The garbage is bad in Indonesia, really bad. I wish it wasn't, but it is. Diapers, tampons, plastic bags, single-use plastics, you name it, they got it.
Officially too close?
Officially too close. I could hear the sound of the waves lapping at the freighter, and there's no waves.
Yeah, we're hoping our anchor's not under there. I can hear the echo of my voice off the freighter.
Hope we can get our anchor up fast.
Yeah, me too. So it's kind of crazy, the garbage line. The garbage is so bad here in the harbor in Ambon that we're afraid of fouling our props. So we're just kind of drifting out over the tide line, which is actually more like a garbage line. And you can see it there. The cities here in Indonesia seem to have a major garbage problem. Worse than we've seen before. So it's moderately surprising. Everything seems to end up in the ocean and like just bags of garbage, like just thrown over. So I don't know, it's different. It's not what we expected in terms of that. But the problem is you get these plastic bags that float about, I mean, never mind the fact of the environment, but for our props even, we get these plastic bags that float about 1 meter below the surface, which is about even with our sail drives. And it's easy to foul a prop, and then what do? I mean, if you can't get it off, you gotta jump in. I killed the dinghy prop the other day. They use plastic instead of rope sometimes. And so there's like plastic rope, and it got fully wrapped around the prop. I was like stopped dead in the water. It's not the greatest. I have been looking at this thing trying to figure out what it is for like, I don't know, a while. We're just getting closer. And I just realized it's a boat. Check it out, man. Okay, I just had a major moment. It's like an aha moment. when you're looking through the binos and you're like, what the hell is that thing? And you've been looking through them for like an hour and you're like, what the hell is that thing? It's a fishing boat. And we haven't seen one of these things up close. We're gonna have to get up close to check them out. But they have nets that go down between the main mothership and the outriggers. And they're a hell of a lot bigger than those Filipino fishing boats that we saw. They're massive contraptions. I have no idea how they're seaweed worthy. Like, they look insane. Ben just popped under the boat to check the intake for the water maker because since we've arrived in Indo and we've only been here a little while, the garbage lines and the amount of plastic in the water is intense. So it's just been a little bit different, let's say, in terms of what we've seen for garbage, and a lot worse, which is surprising because it's also like a dive mecca here. But plastic garbage lines here are, I mean, what we now call a tide line. Like, it's outrageous. But he's under the boat. I think we've probably got about 2 knots of current against us, pushing us backwards, and he was trying to swim up to the water maker hole. Bit epic. What do you think? Look fine?
I don't know why our water maker's busted.
No.